Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a review of another LEGO train set. This is set number 3677, the red cargo train set, I think is the official name. I don't know what it was, this is a really old set. Apparently this came out around the time of the 2010 sets, the red passenger train and the yellow cargo train. I didn't really realise that until I looked on the back of the box just a moment ago. My goodness. So yeah, this is a really old set. It's a very cool one as well because it's cargo and it has some cool landmarks, cool everything basically. It's really cool. There's another cool thing as well where the battery box, because this has power functions of course, is red instead of grey, which is pretty damn amazing because it allows a few different building methods that weren't previously viable to be done. But I do need to make a little explanation as to what happened with my one. Let's just jump straight in, shall we? Oh, I can shuffle forward now. Box, I'll keep that just as a little background sort of thing. So this is everything you get, and I do need to make this clear. I won this at an auction. This is second hand, and there are problems with this. A few parts came in different colours, some parts were just incorrect, and I got 2 sets of the instruction books. So that's the first set. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books there. Try and there we are, so that's book number 5. So there we are, that's all there, and then we grab the other ones behind me. This might take a moment because I've got a lot of stuff on it. This is one thing I don't like with second-hand LEGO, because sellers don't actually package stuff properly sometimes, and that gets really frustrating. So instead of getting the bricks I should have had, I got 2 sets of instruction books instead. Arsehole. Oh well, let's get that back behind there. Let's make sure I don't knock anything over. Sorry about the shot. Right. So the books are quite simple. They just show like one thing per model basically, which is kind of what you would expect. That's pretty good. So let's keep this on the way and let's get to the exciting stuff. So as mentioned before, this is a power functions model. Here's the remote. It's not, well, the battery box is there, but it's not turned on because obviously I want to be able to show it off first. But yeah, this works. This is actually like the same one that I use for all of my power function models. I've got like 10 remotes behind me. But yeah, it does come with its own one. You do have like a small collection of RC related stuff. RC, power function related stuff rather. Yeah, you know what I mean. So let's actually get on with the train, shall we, since we brought that up. Oh, now this is a good looking diesel. I will always prefer steam, but this is a good looking diesel. You will have immediately noticed that the base is orange. That is not something on the seller's behalf, that is something on my behalf. I can't even get to the actual base, so I'll try and explain this in the best that I can, but if you don't do trains and power functions, then this probably won't make any sense to you. But with power functions nowadays, before the power-up system, I suppose it's the same as the power-up system, yeah. You get a base plate, especially for like a diesel, and in the middle is, actually I might be able to show you, aha, I can do it, right, so yeah, when you're doing power functions, you get a 2x2 little connector piece that goes with the motor, and you put it through the base along here. You can only fit through a 2x2 gap, which is what this base plate has. That's a 2x2 stud gap, it can fit through just fine. The one that I had that came in black only had a 1x2 gap, which didn't allow the power functions motor to be able to go through the gap, and therefore I couldn't connect it up. So we got in touch with the what's that, like the auctioneer seller people. They said they got in contact with the person to get it sorted out, but they haven't. It's been months and it's done fuck all. So I'm just going to keep it as orange. I'm not going to buy another base plate because I can't be asked. It's not really worth waiting so long just for one colored base plate. It's not something I'm going to be using a lot of anyway, so yeah, again, it doesn't really bug me. But the fact that the guy who sold it didn't prepare it properly is terrible. If you're ever going to sell LEGO, if you're going to make it second hand, make sure you got everything correct, because problems like this will occur and it will make it really, really bad for the person who's buying it off you. But besides that, yeah, the other thing, I need to get to the battery box, we'll get to this in a sec. But the whole thing is really good. Again, because it's second hand, there are no stickers. So back here, this is the IR receiver, which is pretty cool. But there would be a sticker there, just as like diesel details, because you know there's a little door here, and I thought that'd be pretty cool. Got the horn. We can look inside. Well, the horns what's the cab? That's the word I'm looking for. Christ. Again, don't do diesels. Not big, but it can fit one of our 4 minifigures. So actually, just before I sit her down, this is the kind of minifigure. Well, you get 4 of these. Let's actually get them along to here. Here we are. So they all carry the same torso. It's the same on the back as it is on the front. This is the kind of like the traditional Lego City minifigure character, so to say. They look very good. I do like that kind of high-vis jacket and the blue and the, what was that, like the construction helmets, basically, like the safety helmets. It all looks really good. It looks very modern as well. Very appropriate for diesel, so for this it does work. So let's get one of our minifigures and just sit them inside, shall we? There we are, we'll do it that way, get one in there. And you can sit this down nice and easily. There we are. I like this round detail as well, where you can, I don't know what that's supposed to represent, but there's the 2x3 where it has that one piece in the middle. It connects and it's all perfect with this little cylindrical piece. Again, not sure what it does, because I don't know diesel. Cab windows themselves, I thought this would be a nice little thing to shout out as well, because they actually got windows on the front and back in the middle as well. That's really good. So well done, I do like this. Okay, just before we get the power functions going, time to talk about the battery box. So, the power functions is quite cool with this model because the battery box is 4 studs wide. So is this body, as you can see along there. This was built where the battery box is part of the body. Very cool indeed. I don't know if you noticed, but this red for the battery box, let me move that out of the way. Yeah. So the red on the battery box is a very slightly different colour red to the bricks. That's because this is second hand, the battery box I got was grey. If I recall from the actual, if you got a brand new set, you would get a red cover to replace the grey one. So you would get a red and a grey one with this set. I don't know that though. So I think you could just slide it out, put it back in, and I thought, yeah, okay, that's pretty cool, I get that. But I just got a grey one. I think there's only 2 red motors on Bricklink, and they're both £30 each, so no. No way was I going to try and buy one of them. So, I had to spray paint my battery box cover in red. That sounds awful, and it is. So I got the wrong base plate and the wrong colour battery box. There are a few other bricks in this set that were the wrong colour. Nothing was like the wrong shape or anything, but in terms of just being like the wrong colour, whatever, that was all that it really amounted to. But yeah, that's probably as bad as it gets. So let's get that on there and see what the power functions really do, shall we? Let's make sure it's all in focus. Oh, we can turn this on. There we are. Yep, it's on. Which button is it? It's the other one. Oh, Christ. Need to make sure I know which way it is. So turning it clockwise makes it go forwards, but turning it anti-clockwise, oh no, yeah, it does work, never mind. It's just facing the wrong way, I suppose. Right, let's bring that back over here. We'll keep you there. Turn that off. Excellent. Right, so let's get into the rolling stock, shall we? Because we've got some good things here. So first of all, nice little small wagon. This is like a little hopper car, I think this is. I don't know what you would actually call this. I mean, yeah, well, you would call this hopper because the main sort of bed area can tip over. And it all spills out whatever it's containing. We do have a little thing we can demonstrate with these later on. Let's keep those to the side and get a good look at the truck itself. The truck is small, simple, but I like the use of the brown. It's more like a more realistic colour, and I think it's good to have some more brown bricks available. I suppose the ability to move it around is pretty good as well, yeah, obviously. But having these massive brick plates stick out in the way that they do isn't good. I don't know why they couldn't just figure something out. Like they could have had a was it like a 2x2 circular piece with that cross in the middle? That would have made a lot more sense, make things a lot more easier too. Modifications can be made, obviously, because it's Lego, but yeah, if you wanted to make some changes, you can. I suppose people would buy another one of these just to get the other sort of, because this is like a big chunky piece, and I suppose you could put another one on this side and make it like a big sort of balloon cylinder piece sort of thing. I don't know, I have seen a few people do that, and I think that's pretty good. All in all, nice and simple. You are supposed to turn it by this little dial knob thing. What would you call this? Like a gear? Yeah, it's an actual gear piece, but I don't know what you would actually call that. That's how you would actually turn it. Not just grabbing it there and, you know, tipping it yourself. Nice little truck, but it's a bit too simple for my liking. Let's have some of the landmarks that go with the simple freight step. I don't know what this is. Is this coal? Would you say this is coal? It's more, I don't know. It's not coal because it's not black, but it's, I wouldn't say it's like slate or anything either because, you know, it's cylindrical. Who cares? So we got these two things. So this is where, this is like a hopper sort of thing. Now this I like. I want to be able to get some more landmarks on my railway. Freight ones in particular, I can have a whole line of them, that'd be really cool. So, we get all of our pieces. I'm not going to really call them anything, I'm just going to go with pieces. Get them through the top there. I do actually need a bit of track to keep it stable. Let me just pull one of these over. Oh, there we are. Oh, missed one. Here we go, get on there. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, Christ. Yeah, so this is a thing that it does where it leans backwards. That's not like a building mistake, that is actually in the instructions. And the reason is for this set specifically. So you get your hopper car, it comes in, we turn this little crank wheel here to activate this little movement bed thing. What would you, a conveyor belt, that's the word. Ah, I knew that one. Oh, Christ. So yeah, it activates the conveyor belt, puts it all into the, Christ. Puts it all into the hopper car, then you move on, but it would tip upwards because you have this tool box car as well, so it will allow that to go through. Anything else you have that's pretty tall would fit through there as well. But it's a bit weird. As you saw me trying to use it, I kept nudging it upwards like this. It got really annoying. So now we got this thing, and that is a very simple build. So the truck will just come up to this thing, you tip it out, and pray that it all lands in there. Yeah, it actually did. Very good. Yeah, nice simple little play area sort of thing this, but it's good. You know, it leads to bigger ideas in the future. Get a couple of these or just use your own bricks and build it up even more. That'd be really good. Is that all of it? Oh no, one of them got caught. Oh dear. Right, let me actually... Right, give me a sec. There we are, both hands free again. Excellent. So let's move on to the Boxcar. This is a cool little Boxcar. It's colourful, it's got these sliding doors, which I really like. I don't know if I'd ever appreciate brick-built sliding doors one day, but for now, this is good. And I like this because it is quite unique. So the green and the white kind of represents a specific use for this Boxcar. And inside, if I very carefully lift this up, there we go, we can get what's inside. Close those doors and they stay connected, very good. This is supposed to, I assume it's supposed to represent like a toxic waste or like a hazardous material of sorts. It has green on it, of course, and it has like a, well, not a glowing piece, like a transparent sort of piece. Yeah, let's go with that. I was about to say translucent, but I think there's a difference between the two. But yeah, you can get an idea of what this is supposed to be, and I think this Boxcar, lead-lined, I would hope as well, lead-lined Boxcar is what's appropriate for this piece. Actually, no, let's keep that up, because there's something I can... Oh, I don't know if I can even get it done, because it doesn't even have a hook. It's basically this thing on the back of the flatbed, but we'll get to that in time. There we go. We'll give that to a side. Let's have a good look at the Boxcar one last time before we move on. It's, yeah, it's about average size, you know, nothing out of the ordinary for something like this, but it's a very, very nice build. It's, you know, it's, so I like a build where I can hold it in my hand like that, as if you had like a bigger scale of trains, and you could just grab onto it like this. Oh, I don't know why, this is like a weird thing for me. But yeah, a Boxcar is definitely okay in my book. I think that's the first time I've revealed that as well. Let's carry on before I make myself look even weirder. Boxcar gets a big old tick. Let's move on to probably the best piece of rolling stock. A crane diesel rescue thingy. I don't know what the actual name for this would be, but who cares, it looks cool. So at the front we do have a cab area. We do have a minifigure in there, whilst the break took place earlier. Got some minifigures inside. I've also got a minifigure inside of the van, we will get to that in just a moment as well. Inside it's not really too detailed, there are a couple of levers, but that's pretty much it. If I were to pick this up, actually, let's get a better look. There we are. Can't really focus it right now because one hand's on the camera and the other hand's on the model, as you can tell. But it's a very nice sort of front end in particular. It's very clean, very tidy. I do like that. But as to the wonders of Lego, there's no doors. How did he get in? Had to climb through the roof. Just imagine that one day you're like in a train yard and you see your colleague just lift up the roof like this and just fall through the top. I've got to see that. That's got to be a thing in the next action movie. At the back is a crane, and I would assume this is something that is controlled by the front cab, because if it isn't controlled by the front cab, yeah, that'd be some voodoo right there. Oh, here's another weird thing. Just imagine like they don't actually do anything in the cab, they just wait for like God hands just to come down. Yeah, I suppose that's like Lego movie style of rubbish now, but yeah. I like the crane. It's, I don't know, it's small and compact, but I suppose this little back area, how the crane arm is actually attached, I think that's really good. It doesn't actually bump into anything because the buffers are really close behind it. And of course this space allows you to put something down on there. And you do actually get 2 items. The first one, as we saw earlier, was the nuclear waste doohickey here. And the other one, now that it's put down properly, is just a couple of boxes and whatever else. This one actually has a hook in the middle so you can grab up the crane arm. But this one doesn't. So that's a problem. I would prefer if they just like remove the middle one and put another hook in the middle. So actually viable for the crane to use. But yeah. Oh well. Let's get that back on there. You can tell I haven't done reviews in a long time. Goodness. Let's get that on there. Come on, come on, come on. There we are. Very good. Let's just keep that over there for now. And in the middle, because it's a big old flatbed, we've got 2 pieces of rail. That is for this van. So this is, I don't know what the actual name for this is. I don't actually do enough research for these videos. And I'm going to stick with that because it's my sort of thing. So this is like emergency, well, not an emergency so to say, but this is like a backup sort of truck or van, lorry, truck, whatever you want to fucking call this thing. But it's like a multi-railroad thing. Again, I don't know the name, I didn't do my research. But basically it has these railway wheels at the front and the back. So if you were to, if I can do this properly, here we go. Ugh, goodness, there we are. So there's the front, there's the back. So if you were to take these downwards, they would fit onto railway tracks. And that is how you would kind of really keep that held down on there. That is the main point of the railway bit of this piece of rolling stock in particular. You have to put the wheels all the way downwards for it to actually fit. If you angle them outwards by 1, they won't fit. But if you do angle them outwards by 1, just 1 click that way, the other one, 1 click that way, there we are. You can get all of the wheels on the track. So we have the railway train wheels touching the rails as well as the tyres. I think that's a lot, something that a lot of people would kind of prefer. I don't know if that's actually a thing where, again, didn't do my research, if they actually lift the, or put down the wheels all the way, so it's just the railway wheels. I think it's just so it keeps them balanced, they don't actually have any power to them. Yeah, it's a cool little thing. I'm especially happy with how that looks as well. There were previous ones, there was a really old one as well with the level crossing. It looks really bad. That's just my opinion though. Right, it's time to get it all... Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's get that one. Let's bring it all together for one quick look. Just don't drop anything. There we are. Oh, I've actually run out of track. I can't actually do anything. Well, so much for that demonstration. But tell you what, let me just nudge it forward and we'll get a good look. And we'll wrap up this video because I'm not doing myself any favours. Right, there we are. That's what it looks like. This is quite an expensive set, but I will leave it to you as to whether you think this is a good enough set for your railway. Personally, yes. I think this is a great set. You get an amazing diesel, you get some pretty good rolling stock. The landmarks are not the best, but they're Definitely unique compared to other things I've seen in some of the later sets. They're pretty good, and I think they'll be a worthy collection to your railway. And that is it, really. I mean, yeah, that is everything to cover in this set. It does come with a full loop of track. That is probably the last thing I probably should mention. As you can see on the box there, 16 curves, 8 straights, and 16 flexi. So you can make quite a big loop. But I'm pretty sure, you know, after collecting so many train sets, you have this massive sort of like figure 8 convoluted thing. We need more straight tracks for some of these sets. I mean, that's probably the only ones where you get that many. Right, that is everything. I am only making myself look more stupid, so I'm going to sign off and end it here. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.